Hello and welcome to Vocabulary Wednesday. This is Chris with Magoosh, and today's theme is pros and cons. What I mean by that is there are certain words that start with the root pro, or the letters pro, that actually have a negative definition. And we oftentimes associate pro as something good, such as prosaic is a word that actually means dull and unimaginative. It doesn't mean something positive. Now, we've had prosaic many times before, and so today I thought I would use some other words that start with pro, but are negative, or con, meaning something bad. Proscribe. To proscribe something is to ban or prohibit it. It's usually in the context of a law. So for instance, if a country proscribes firearms, that means that it is illegal to buy and sell weapons. A historical example of proscription or prescribing is the US in the 1920s, early 1920s. They prescribed alcohol. That was called the temperance movement. They're definitely not prescribing alcohol anymore. Now, before I go on to the next word, it's very important to know that prescribe does not mean the same as prescribe, which is when a doctor tells you what you should take for a medication. And most doctors will not prescribe alcohol, and most countries will not proscribe it. Moving on, provincial. Provincial means narrow-minded. You come from the provinces, which if you think about it, there's nothing really wrong with the provinces. They're kind of outside of the big city. But what that entails is oftentimes you're out of touch with ideas in general. You're narrow-minded. You're closed in terms of what you want to accept. So if you're provincial, you don't know much about the big world, and you think that which is only a few miles or kilometers beyond your fence is all that really matters. Next pro word, going back to doctors now, prognosticate. What's a prognosis? Prognosis is something that tells you how you're going to fare, how you're going to heal, how you're going to turn out. So prognosticate is taken from that word prognosis, but in general it means to make predictions. For instance, many people prognosticate about the economy. They make predictions about what will happen in the long term to our economic well-being. And most prognostications right now are actually pretty okay compared to the past at least. And if you learn all these words, I prognosticate that you will do well on the GRE. But we're not done with all these words. There's one more. No! I totally lied. Oh! I have to come up with a Vocab Wednesday, meaning for forgetting something, because actually those were 4 words, which is our standard. Wait, no, I just realized it. Wow. Promulgate. To make known. I almost forgot this word. Somehow it had gotten buried under all the other ones. What does promulgate mean again? To make something widely known in terms of an idea usually. So for instance, Karl Marx promulgated the idea of communism, because if you wanted to know about communism, you would have to actually read his works. But before that, the ideas hadn't spread. And then it took Lenin and these other Russians to further promulgate the idea of communism. Today, the governments can promulgate or try to promote some cause or some idea that they want everybody to adopt. For instance, Obama wanted people to sign up to his universal health care coverage. So he tried to promulgate these changes with a website. And of course, that didn't necessarily go so well, the website. But that is a typical definition of promulgate. So you will only use it in those government kind of technical contexts. You won't say, I tried to promulgate to my friends how cool that movie was. Don't use it in that context. And I hopefully will not forget words next week, and I will see you then. Bye.